What up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Howard, and we talk Cowboys here, and you know that. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Ready to have a little fun. We've done 7 days of training camp. 7 days. Tomorrow they're off again. They were off last Friday. The Cowboys were. They'll be off tomorrow, and they'll resume next week. We got 11 days. 11 days until the first preseason game, which and I didn't look and check with that. That's on their schedule. First training game, first game against the Rams. We'll scrimmage the Rams. They're gonna have a scrimmage, I believe, later this week. Actually, next week, a week from today, Tuesday, on the 5th, that they'll scrimmage the Rams, and then they'll play the Rams over at SoFi Stadium. So get your tickets, preseason game. All right, get your tickets, preseason game. So far, they started hitting. They started hitting and putting on the pads, going to hitting on Sunday. So we've had 3 straight days, or 3 days, of hitting, and comes with it comes with injuries, rolling up on legs and everything like that. So right now, what we have. Kalen Carson, cornerback Kalen Carson, second year. He hyperextended his knee. He's going to be out for a little bit of time. Tyler Guyton was a serious one, but not as serious as it was feared, because it was fearing the worst for the torn ACL. But it's just a broken bone in the knee. That's not fun, but like I said, prognosis is that it'll heal on its own, and he should be good in a couple of months. There are hopes that if the healing process is better, he's young, that Guyton might be available to start game 1 against the Eagles. Robert Jones, who was acquired in the offseason in a trade, one of the backup linemen for depth. He took an injury. He has a fracture in his neck. That's pretty serious. Ouch. He's to be out. Actually, he's the one that's going to be out the longest. They're looking with that fracture in his neck to be out probably by November. Okay. Also, Brevin Spanford. Brevin Spanford, who was looking to emerge and was looking really good in seizing that number 2 tight end spot. He has a high ankle sprain. They're going to rest and keep him off of that for a little while. So that's going to be like a couple, maybe 3 weeks. Before they let him get back out there. But he's been having a really good training camp. So has Luke Schoonmaker. But Brevin Spanford has just been really dynamic with his pass catching, and with his size, puts him in a better situation to be that backup tight end, that second tight end to Jake Ferguson. So we wish him well. Terrence Steele, the right tackle, starting right tackle, has an ankle sprain as well. Not as bad as Brevin Spanford. They're kind of precautionary with him until they feel he's good. So he's kind of what they call day-to-day. Also, Paris Campbell, a receiver. He has, what is it on him? Oh, MCL. I think it's an MCL sprain, not any tears or anything like that. These guys I'm talking about after Jones. Kalen Carson, Tyler Guyton, and Robert Jones, they're going to miss some significant time at this point as far as the walking wounded that got hurt during preseason. Of course, Trayvon Diggs is out, injured. Ravel, the rookie that was drafted, he's out right now, injured as they look to recoup. But the guys who gotten hurt since they started training camp, those 3 I mentioned there are long-term. Spanford is day-to-day. I think Steele is kind of day-to-day as well. Paris Campbell, MCL sprain, looking to be out maybe a couple weeks, kind of almost day-to-day at that point. Wanye Thomas. Wanye Thomas is out with a lower extremity, not specific, but a lower extremity injury. I think that's day-to-day as well. And Deuce Vaughn. Now, Deuce Vaughn probably may be out for a little bit because he's got a hamstring. I don't think it's really pulled or anything deep there. But there is some pulling there. Also in news, for the Cowboys as far as personnel moves, with it being short with corners. Trayvon Diggs, Ravel is out. Deron Bland had been out as he had a new child. Congratulations to Deron Bland. But he's just now getting back. So the DB and specifically cornerbacks have been thin. So they waived Kelvin Harmon, wide receiver Kelvin Harmon, who's been kind of hurt, really hadn't been practicing much anyway. And they signed Christian Matthew, a cornerback, Christian Matthew. So that's where we're at this point as of Tuesday, July 29th, with the wounded and transactions that's been made. No talk of the signing for Micah Parsons, but, that'll take a little minute. Everybody's wondering, but you know how this goes. I'm not saying it's right, but we'll have some questions about that a little later on. First topic I want to get into, though, is about our coaching, our new coaching staff, led by Brian Schottenheimer. Shotty, as they like to call him. But one thing I've noticed about the coaches, and this has been more talk, at least what they're speaking as far as the players and what they're looking to require from them and what they're looking for as far as quality for their players, is competition. Now I know this ain't new. They're not inventing competition within the team, but they're really this for everybody. It's like it's competition. No job is safe. Everybody got to be out here competing hard, making yourselves better, which in turn makes everybody else better. You don't want the starting five, maybe starters, they're getting paid, but you don't want them too comfortable, feeling like that they don't have anything to worry about. So the backups have to push them. I believe in that in my coaching. I don't want my starters comfortable like that, like they just know every day I'm a starter. I need guys who are behind them to push them. Makes us better as a whole team. So I like that talk. Competing every day. This is where they're grading guys. Guys who are going to have that opportunity to get more playing time, have a more significant role, are the ones who are competing hard. Obviously, they need to know what's going on. They need to know their position, know their roles and responsibilities, know the schemes. But you got two guys that know the scheme. One's going hard, one's going halfway. We're going to take the one that's going hard, even if the one that's going halfway is better. That's how you win. Because at the end of the day, that's how you win. All right? These contracts aren't fully guaranteed. Okay? But we know our mainstay of guys, people like Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, those guys are our trio of leaders. They're going to go hard. They're going to compete. Okay? Even though they know there's no competition for their position, they're going to compete. They're going to push everybody else. They're going to motivate. So I do like that. I think there's a little bit something different with this younger, fresher staff, a coach who's coming in with something to prove. Something to prove. There's a lot of questions in why Schottenheimer was hired and whether he deserved to be hired. So now we want to see him do a good job and show. And again, he comes with the name lineage of Schottenheimer's dad. Marty Schottenheimer was a great coach. So now he's making a name of his own. And I think through the coaching that he's been around, the Pete Carrolls, being his son's dad, everyone, he's learned and he's finding his own niche. And the one thing I do like with the staff that's refreshing is they're pushing these guys to compete in training camp. It's the same thing they're saying with injuries. I listened to the coaches interview and the position coaches. It's like, hey, look, even with Robert Jones, who got hurt, he was getting starter reps. The rookie, Tyler, oh my goodness. Why do I keep forgetting these other guys' names? We got so many Tylers, right? As far as we got Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker is definitely an outstanding prospect. But when he looked to be struggling a little bit, they went with the veteran. And then also, like the coach said, they want their veterans, they want anybody else to be prepared for minutes in case someone goes down. Can't just roll all your starters out, right? And play them. And then when they're down, you're looking for the backup to come in ready to go. They got to get some reps. They got to get some reps. So hey, Robert Jones, he was working in there. Tyler Booker, here's your chance to step back up and understand that hey, only thing is guaranteed out here basically is death. Okay, death and being released. That's one thing that's guaranteed. Okay, so I like it. I like what the coaches are talking about. I like them talking about competing. It's competition, fighting each other. I know they don't want fights, but believe me when I tell you, they ain't got no problem with the fights. They want the kids to get. They want them kids and players to get mixed up. They want them to show they're tough. They want them to show ain't no punks out here. And when it gets heated up and they're ready and they're going out there to play the other team, they're ready to fight them. That's how you grow. I like this. I like this. At this point, I think Schottenheimer and his staff have done a great job as far as preparing, as far as talking. They've talked it up. But at the end of the day, now we got to see the X's and O's. And so to see what the Jimmys and Joes are going to do on the court, like I put it together. So we need to see the X's and O's and what they got together to see what the Jimmys and Joes can do with it, if they can play. So I'm looking forward to it. I like what I see out of the first-year coach. The next thing, I want to go over who I think the players who will impact. But players who are going to be impactful this year, but likely won't be back with us after this season. Okay? Players that I think will impact the team, but won't be back, won't be a Cowboy next year. Mozzie Smith. I think Mozzie Smith, now, again, for him, which is really tough, this is his third year in the league, and this is his third defensive coaching staff, third defensive coordinator. That's tough. His role has changed. He played it one way his rookie year, adapting to the league, and then things changed. He didn't have a great dominant year, rookie year. Then things changed. He played better. He did his job. I think he did his job for what they asked for. Wasn't as much impact, but stuffing that line, holding that up there for the linebackers to make plays, and the other tackles. He did a good job with that. I think he was, because he definitely wasn't. It definitely was a step up from first year. Now this year's a whole different staff and a different set of scheme that they're going to do for him. So his role will be different. Will he be a full-on one technique? I don't think he's going to be a full-on one technique. I think he'll be a three technique most of the time, and then he'll do some one technique stuff. But I think with now he's worked on his body, he's learning. He's getting the understanding. He's third year in the league. So I'm expecting to see him make a real good impact. Real good impact. It's kind of at that contract year time, too, as well, for an extension. Players are definitely motivated then, too, as well. So I'm looking for him to make an impact. Probably won't be back next year. There's a couple of people here that I would say that I don't want to mention, but I'm going to do them last. Luke Schoonmaker. We're talking about the competition at tight end. I think we want to get better and better athletically. Schoonmaker dropped some weight. He's known to block, but he dropped some weight. I think he wanted to be a little faster. From what I hear, he's looking faster out there on the field. Should be. Dropped some pounds. Not a problem with his pass catching. The problem for him has been the blocking. And he's known for being more of a blocking tight end from college. But dropping that weight, will he still be able to block effectively? Move those other defensive ends and move players like that with 10, 20 pounds dropped. If he did it right, then maybe he's dropped some pounds, but he still has the muscle mass. We'll see. Again, as Brevin Spann-Ford has been looking to take his place as the number 2 tight end, it really goes further to say that the expectations that they have for Luke Schoonmaker has not been met. Although he's not doing bad in training camp. I think the time when Jake Ferguson went down with the injury and he was the number 1 tight end, he improved a bit. Nothing dynamic, but he made catches. He made plays. Okay, so I think he can play. I think he will come to contribute as he's fighting for this position, as he's dropped some weight and he's looking a little bit faster. But I don't think he'll be back with us next year. Now, these two are two that I have a hard time with. Trayvon Diggs. I'm a little biased. Trayvon Diggs is the homies from the D.C. area. And I like him. He's a ball hog. Big corner. Makes plays. Get a pick. Just like Deron Bland and can house it. With the injury to his knee was disappointing for his lackluster rehab. Part of it, I feel like he wasn't getting along with the trainer. But again, you know, his body's his temple, and that's what's making him money. Unless the guy was doing something that was going to be painful and hurting him, make it work. But, hey, you went and spent the extra money, lost some money to go to this trainer to rehab in the offseason with your brother. We'll see how this goes. But it's going to be a cap casualty. He's got a nice contract. Deron Bland, who's been playing pretty well, is due a contract. So if they're going to pay Deron Bland, which I know they feel more secure with, if they're going to pay Deron Bland, they're not going to keep Trayvon Diggs. If they're going to keep Trayvon Diggs, then they might let Deron Bland go. But I think Trayvon might be a little bit in the doghouse with Jerry Jones. And we may lose him. If I have to flip a coin, in my mind, the coin is going to come back Trayvon Diggs. But I like to keep him. The other one, too, and this may just be a cap casualty because we just don't pay this position, and that's Brandon Aubrey. Kicker. He's been the best kicker. I mean, he's been the best kicker these 2 years. He has been the best kicker. Kicking it from deep, kicking it accurately. He's better. He's more accurate the further back he is. From 60 yards on, he's more accurate than he is from 30 yards. I'm not saying it's a good thing because he is accurate. Has not missed much. I would say in the last 2-3 years, he's probably missed a handful of field goals. I mean, honestly, he's missed more extra points than he missed field goals. I think. And I don't have the stats here to keep it with that, but I mean, you could probably franchise tag him, but traditionally, Jerry Jones, in order to pay the players, because he's putting out money with them, the sacrificial lamb is the kickers. All right, he doesn't pay the kickers a whole lot. And Brandon Aubrey's proven to be the best kicker in the NFL. So he's going to look for top dollar. I hope we can keep him because I think he makes a big difference. He puts points on the board where a lot of teams can't from as far back from the goal line. And that's a big thing in the NFL. So those are things. And then the other ones I would say to you, I almost forgot, is 2 of the safeties. So Donovan Wilson and Amukamara, if I'm saying his name right. Malik Hooker, I'm sorry. No, Israel Mukuamu. Israel Mukuamu. That's who I'm thinking. I think they're going to play well. They're up on contracts. They've been called into question. And actually, no, it is Malik Hooker. I'm tripping. Forgive me on that. Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson. I'm looking at the ailments, and that's what's got me confused. I'm tripping. Okay, forgive me. But those 2 safeties have been the starters over the last few years. And I think that Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas will fit better in this scheme on the defense. And so I do think that Wilson and Hooker, they may not dominate, but I think they're going to contribute well because they're going to be fighting for a job. Again, they're competition out here. They're going to be fighting for a job. But they're not going to make the team next year. They're probably going to be let go. One of them might get let go in the middle of the season. Be honest with you. One of them might get let go middle of the season. So we'll see. We'll see on that. So that's what I feel is gonna play hard because they got something to prove. They got money to make, but they just won't be back next year with us. We'll see. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, I mentioned about Micah Parsons still not signed. So the question is, and I ask this question because simply we have a new coaching staff, new defensive coordinator who is looking to implement their defensive schemes. Even though he's played with most of those guys that's on the team, they play with him, we're looking for the timing and working and moving as a unit. And Micah Parsons is not getting those reps. He's not getting enough of those reps with the unit, being in sync out there. And I know before, a lot of times, Jerry Jones will wait till the start of the season and get him a contract. Micah Parsons is in camp, so he's out there with him, but it ain't like moving and running, and especially with the pads on, moving, running, and knowing how to work together out there and seeing it done, having that belief in each other's back. So do the Cowboys more than ever need to sign him right away, get this contract and get him into camp, get him signed and get that back healed. Sooner, as soon as possible. I would say probably later by the end of this week, get him locked up. Okay. And I mean contract-wise. Get him locked up and out there on the field, ready to learn this new system and getting used to it on the field and getting accustomed with his teammates and getting in rhythm. He's a great player. He'll fall in, but that means it's going to take a few weeks during the season because they already don't play no preseason games. The starters and the main players that are going to play, they don't play in the preseason games. But I'm just saying for the practices, the scrimmages, they do play in the scrimmages. All right, the starters won't be in the preseason game against the Rams, but they will be in this 11-on-11 scrimmage. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, all of them. So I would say out of that, obviously I'm going to say you should sign him as soon as you can. The sooner the better. Quit screwing around, farting around with his contract. But Jerry Jones got to do things his way. And Micah Parsons is not going to budge. You give him no incentive to take a team-friendly discount. You give him no incentive whatsoever. So make it work. Get it in. I think that's the last part of the situation, other than maybe getting Trayvon Diggs ready to play. But I don't know if he'll be ready to play until the season starts. So somewhere in the middle of the season, October at the earliest. And anyone else? As far as the other guys, I like for the injured players like Robert Jones, like to keep him working and pushing. With guys, Brevin Span 4 getting more reps and as they continue to install their offense. But Micah Parsons more than anyone. Let's get him back. I think that would be best. But we're gonna have to grin and bear it. We're gonna have to grin and bear it. Well, I'll go for one more. I'm gonna talk about real quick. I talked about the DBs I think that are going to be impacting and the expectations as a unit. There's a lot of concern because we have injuries. Siobhan Revell is the corner that was drafted. He shows great promise. He had an ACL injury early last year in college, but should be back. I think he's, may get some reps this preseason training camp and maybe be ready to go by the beginning of the season. At worst, I think he'll be somewhere in September ready to go. But we don't know. He's a rookie. Okay, he's a rookie. He's going getting a learning curve. And with no training camp reps, that sets it further back. DaRon Bland is solid as long as he stays healthy. I'm happy with him. But I do think that Trayvon Diggs is a better cover corner than DaRon Bland. They're both ball hawks, and like I said before, but And Trayvon's a little bit better to me as a cover corner overall. But Trayvon Diggs has been out. When will he be back? Like I said, I'm not expecting him to be back any sooner than October. Okay. And then now we got Kalen Carson down. Kalen Carson, second year, didn't get a chance to really blow up, didn't do much, didn't pop off the screen last season. But I think with another year in his belt, he wasn't terrible. He just didn't stand out. We're looking for him to be another player to step in to see, hey, and may make an easier decision with Trayvon Diggs. If we can get a solid corner out of him, they were looking for promise out of him. Now, I tell you who is looking good at corner is Kaiir Elam, the trade we got from Buffalo. I think he's a talented corner. I think he just wasn't in the right scheme and situation, defensive scheme. But right now, he's looking good. He's getting a lot of picks against Dak and all the other quarterbacks, not just Dak. People are going to push it off on Dak. But he's making plays. He's a ball hawking. I love ball hawking corners. Some cornerbacks are solid, can play the game, cover you, and that's fine. That's safe as long as you're not getting beat, you're not giving up plays. But I ain't getting that ball back. Because any corner can get beat once. All they got to do is get beat once or twice deep for a touchdown or a first down, big play, first down, keep the drive alive. I like cornerbacks to take the ball, give our offense an extra possession. Along with covering. But Elam has been looking good. Elam has been looking real good. So with the safeties, as I mentioned before, Wilson and Hooker been the starters, but I think Wanya Thomas and Marquise Bell fit more in the system. Israel Mukwamu is another DB that they're looking at to do some things. I think we're good in the safety area. I think we're talented there. The corners are what's kind of scary because we don't know because of these injuries. But I think once healthy, and we will be healthy in a relatively good enough time, we got a good secondary. What will make any secondary work well is if we're getting good pressure up front. If we're getting good pressure stopping that run, putting the teams in predictable situations, we can blitz better with number 11 coming in and charging hard. I'm pretty confident that helps the DBs do better. Okay? It's always been the case. Always been the case. DBs will get beat by receivers. They're going to get beat by receivers. Especially play great receivers, they're going to get beat. But if that quarterback's got to rush that pass, or if that quarterback doesn't get that pass out at all, DBs don't get beat. Very simple. So up front, in the trenches, is where the game is won and lost. And that's what we're depending on. So I think the DBs for us will be okay. It's scary now, but hey, the way the coach is talking about competing, and they're looking to develop. They can develop these guys, develop some of these other guys, get to know the defensive scheme, and it works for them, especially like for Kaiir Elam. I like our chances. I do. I like our shots there. Well, anyway, that's it for this episode. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to the page. Mark Howard Sr., please subscribe and like the videos. Please like the videos. Drop a little line, drop a little comment. I appreciate the love. Hey, I appreciate the hate. Any kind of attention I'll take, okay? That's how this game is done. And again, I definitely appreciate all of you watching. Tell a friend, share with a friend. All we do is talking Cowboys, because that's what we do. We talk Cowboys here. We talk Cowboys here, all right? So you guys have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.